Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. So alright, I figured I would be reviewing an action movie this time around. And yes, of course, it's gonna be something a bit more well known, of course. So here we are reviewing one of these types of movies, like one of these mainstream movies. I mean, it was released a while ago, but it's still fairly unknown anyway, with some well known actors, of course. Anyway, so it's the film titled Two Guns. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are already familiar with this film, so there you go, I guess. I just got to watch this recently, so I figured to talk about it. I know maybe a lot of you already seen this movie by now, but here we go, I reckon. First time seeing this. Anyway, whatever. Like always, let's talk about the plot, shall we? So, okay, the story for this one it's a pretty straightforward movie, pretty simplistic, where pretty much everybody in this film is kind of the bad guy to I guess to various extents. Everybody's the villain, of course. I mean, some might be worse than others, of course, but that's basically the idea here. Again, trust and whatnot is basically like hard to come by, of course, and whatnot. So yes, everybody's bad to various extents, and that's what's going on here, of course. And yeah, all right, you can have that kind of thing going on. Basically, the whole concept behind this movie is that these characters, Robert and I guess Michael, these two are two criminals, and they pretty much are forced to work together, even though they don't like each other. Not really. To fight against other criminals, of course. So, yeah, they will reluctantly team up against each other to fight other criminals in this area that they're in. So, unbeknownst to him, let's just say that Buddy, aka Robert, is this undercover EDA special agent, and of course, the other character is this undercover U.S. Navy SEAL and petty officer, first class within the United States Navy Office of National Intelligence, and they meet this drug lord, of course. Yes, he will become an important part of the story, of course, and whatnot. I mean, they will meet up with a number of different criminals as well. And yeah, if this sounds like I'm painting up a not a very pretty picture, and that's basically what's going on here. So yes, these two hardened criminals do get into quite a bit of trouble with the U.S. Border Patrol after a meeting with a Mexican drug lord, and yeah, let's just say that crazy things start to really unfold. It's starting to get crazier and crazier and crazier. So, in other words, this is basically another buddy cop type movie. Uh, to some extent, it's there, but it's just among criminals, basically. So, yeah, there's gonna be the whole drug crime thing. There's gonna be action. There's gonna be some thrilling, and it's also like a crime thing with some, of course, comedy thrown in here and there. But basically, it's an action movie. That's what this is, really. At the end of the day, that's what this is. Yeah, like I was saying, fairly straightforward stuff and whatnot. I do like the idea, of course. So there's that. Of course, there's that. Okay, okay. This is not exactly Citizen Kane by any means. It far from it. But then again, this film was not meant to be a work of art, which in itself, it's okay. All things considered, it works for what it's trying to do. Okay, it's it's fine. Okay, it's fine. It does what it promises. It does work fine. Okay, it's fine. All things considered, it works fine. Okay, it does what it's supposed to. It delivers on its premise. So I can't really get mad at that. Really, can't really get mad at that. So just make that perfectly clear. So okay, there you go. It's meant to be an entertaining action movie, and that's exactly what this is. No more, no less. It's not completely shallow because there is some substance there. So that's something, I guess. So there you go. Anyway, I mean, this film did receive mostly positive reviews when it was released, so that's something. So, okay, there you go. Which to me was a big surprise because a lot of critics tend to prefer drama movies, really, like pretentious art pieces. and whatnot when you think about it. But and no, that's not a jab towards Citizen Kane or anything because I did like that movie. But but anyway, just putting it out there, it's just that it's just one of these types of movies where there's a lot of entertainment. It's very simplistic, of course, and again, I can't put enough emphasis on this. Okay, so excuse me, I come off repetitive here. This movie knows exactly what it is. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It knows exactly what it's trying. It is. It's not trying to be a masterpiece of any kind. It knows exactly what it is and delivers on what its goal was. So, I mean, that's it. Really, there's not really more I can say about that. Not really. So it set out to do what it promised. So there you go, and it did its job. Of course, it did its job. So okay, whatever. Anyway, so all in all, I can definitely say that there was definitely chemistry between the two characters. Definitely was chemistry between the two, obviously. So there's that, I reckon, of course. And it does help the film, of course. It really, these two characters, they really carry the film. They're really a good duo, of course. This undercover agent type thing, rogue agents, of course, and whatnot. These two characters really work together really well. So, okay, I kind of wish that these two actors could do more stuff like this. Really, I mean, I don't think this film really warrants a sequel by any means. And apparently, this was based on a comic book series, so this would be considered as an adaptation, I guess. How faithful it is to the comic book series, I don't even know. I don't know. Okay, I've not read the comic book stuff that this is based upon, so I'm not sure. I'm just gonna review this as a movie, and that's it. So whatever. So I'm pretty sure that if there's any fans of the comic book series, they might say, "Oh, but oh, this not there, that's not there, that's wrong, this yada yada yada." Like a lot of these comic book people, I mean comic book fans, should say, would say. I mean, I've read a lot of comic books myself, of course. I mean, I'm not really super frequent when it comes to reading comic books, even though I probably should be. If I'm being perfectly honest here. But anyway, again, when it comes to movie adaptations versus the original source material, I mean, that in itself, there's a lot to say. Okay, there's plenty to talk about when it comes to that kind of thing. When it comes to respecting source material and how faithful it should be, and those that could be like, that feels like it warrants its own video if I wanted to. But again, I just want to review this as a movie and nothing more. Okay, that's it. That's all I want to do. All that's all I want to do, of course. So, but ultimately, I found the movie enjoyable. It does what it's supposed to, like I was saying. That was pretty good. I thought it does enough for what it's worth. Okay, I guess there's not much else I can say about this really. It's well done. The action sequence are really nicely done. This film actually looks like it has a budget to it, and yes, pretty exciting stuff. The acting is really good, and good dialogue, good script. Maybe not Oscar worthy, but whatever. Who cares, right? But still good enough that you can be entertained, which I was. It didn't bother me really. So anyway, ultimately, I'll give this film an overall rating of a 7.0. I think it's a 7.0 10 for me. Of course, as always, thanks for watching. See ya. Oh yeah, later.